Welcome to Conversations Live. For more than a decade, we've brought you the best in books, entertainment, celebrity interviews, and current events. When the movers and shakers of the world have something to say to you, they say it to us first. Here's your host, Cyrus Webb.
Welcome back, everyone, to Conversations Live. I'm your host, Cyrus Webb. Glad you all could join us once again. But for our radio audience at WYAD 94.1 FM and WYADonline.com, we're glad that you all could be with us. Also, tuning in to our friends at iHeartRadio and Amazon Music Podcast, we're glad you all could be with us as well. You know, we have always talked about how we can be able to use what we have to be able to benefit others, and our next guest definitely has been able to do that. We're excited to welcome Ashton Shanks to our program today. Ashton's someone who's been able to known in the marketing space of being able to not only to help companies scale, but also to be able to see how they can be able to benefit from what he's been able to learn as well. We want to talk to him about his journey, what it's been like for him to help others, but also how you all can benefit from his knowledge as well. Ashton, thank you so much for the time today. Really appreciate it.
Thank you so much. It's great to be here.
Well, the pleasure's definitely all mine, Ashton, as we're kind of going through what is hard to believe, almost the final round of 2022. I think, kind of reflecting is something a lot of people are doing. What has it been like for you, Ashton, to kind of look at your journey and the success you've been able to have?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, over the past 2 years even alone, it's pretty remarkable to see how, even the world has been going through turmoil. For us, it's actually been a time of rapid growth and expansion. A lot of businesses have been moving online and needing digital advertising to get more customers. And with that, our companies have really, really grown. We actually started this company just about 2 years ago and have already grown to about 105 staff across the world, and we're continuing to grow every day.
And that's one thing I noticed, Ashton, when I was prepping for this segment, is about that growth. But I think a lot of that has to do, right, with the foundation. I think so many people are looking at you, right, and they say, I want that. But they don't realize, for one, the work and dedication it takes, but also the foundation. So when you kind of look at your journey as an entrepreneur, Ashton, when did you realize that you were a person that was meant to lead?
Yeah, I think it started later on. Unlike a lot of entrepreneurs who really kind of started out with that mission in mind to lead a company and be a leader, I actually found myself in a situation that I had to start a business out of necessity, out of needing to step out of my last full-time job and kind of looking at the pandemic straight in the face. And I started my business and needed to start hiring to fulfill on all the work that we had. And really, over time, my goal just started to shift of how can I lead my team better and be a better CEO than anything else. And that's really been my focus for the past 2 years, simply because of the growth. I knew that if I wanted to have an organization, I wanted to build an organization that I would have wanted to work at growing up.
There was an interesting tweet that you had made last year, Ashton, around this time, ironically, September 16, 2021, and you said as a CEO of you care about putting your team first, and you also must keep profit first. No profit, no team. I think a lot of times, especially for entrepreneurs, right, we are passionate about what we're doing. We don't always think about the benefits that come not only with profit for ourselves, but also for growth. You talk about that team, and you've been able to build out your team. What has that been like for you to not only to share your experience, but also to be able to build a place that people are glad to be a part of?
Yeah, it's been both extremely challenging and extremely rewarding. And I think it really comes back to the core word of what we've been building, which is just stewardship. You have to be a good steward of the companies, and with that comes with stewarding the profits. You have to make sure the companies are in a safe place. And for me, it's been a wild ride, simply even just because most of the staff that we employ are older than me. And so it's been a lot of balancing myself, reflecting on myself, and humility of what areas can I grow in to better serve the team so that we're better stewarding the company and building a better organization.
You talked about the last couple of years, Ashton, and again, it has been challenging for some, but also an opportunity, right, to be able to reassess and for a lot of people to be able to refocus. Talk to us about what that was like for you, to be able to find that success that you were talking about that you were able to get, but also to show other people through what you've been able to learn how they can be able to scale their business even through the challenges.
Absolutely. Every time in human history that we see big challenges come that radically affect the lives of millions, we always see incredible companies. The saying that's always the mother of all invention is necessity. And for any business owners or entrepreneurs looking, in times of great strife or turmoil, there are always pockets where needs and problems are arising. And any time you can find a problem and fill it, you will always be paid to the level and complexity of the problem that you solve for the market. And so for us, it was finding what are those problems that are complex and hard for others to solve, and how can we solve it? And that's ultimately what brought our companies to where they are today.
Well, and I think, again, that leads us right back to, again, what you've been able to do. Have you always known, though, Ashton, that more than one person could be successful? And I guess what I mean by that is, I was saying to you before we went on here, that I think the thing that people appreciate about you and individuals like you is that you realize that your success doesn't impact anyone else's, and anyone else's success doesn't impact yours. Do you think that has helped you to not only to find your own success and your own path, but also be willing to help other people too?
Absolutely. I've always clung to the idea that the rising tide lifts all boats. And so as long as I can stay focused on what can we best solve, we've always been looking for who are solving the other problems that maybe we're not focused on or divested in, and how can we help them rise? Because we believe that, each entrepreneurs are really the solution to most of the problems that we face on a daily basis. And so the more we can help the community of entrepreneurs and business builders, I think the better it helps everyone.
So then looking then at courses, I mean, that is a way that people have been able to learn so much. How did you decide what product you wanted to be able to create, Ashton, that would be of best benefit to your potential audience?
Yeah, for me, I always wanted to make sure I was building products that I knew without a shadow of a doubt that I could really build a quality product over almost anyone else. And so for me, when it came to what insights or trainings or tactics do I know, it came down to advertising and marketing. And that was an area I knew, without a shadow of a doubt, I have a very unique insight on. I've managed over $120 million in advertising spend experience at this point. And so I knew that my products would rely around the principles that I knew in marketing and advertising, and that's where I wanted to help serve the market.
So for yourself, talk to us about the company itself, Ashton, and what it's been like for you to brand it as some place that people can go and know they can get results.
Yeah. So it started with my main company, which is my advertising agency called Hemon Media. And Hemon Media's name even was revolved around the architect of the pyramid, Giza. His nickname was Hemon. And I knew I wanted to build a company that people could look at and still be, in awe of how it was created. And that was very much what the pyramids were. And after time, though, people were asking me, Ashton, how are you guys producing these results for your clients? And so we had built a program, which is now this company called Hemon X, which was taking everything that our X factor was, that special sauce that we had in our agency to produce great results, and now making a company where we can train other people how to do the very same for their business.
And I think, too, Ashton, what is so great about what you're building and what you have built is that you've been able to do two things. One, it's very obvious that you are still learning yourself so that you can be able to share the most up-to-date information. One of the things I noticed when I was prepping for this is you were kind of talking about the updates that Meta has made, right, and creating content for that. But also, I think, being able to be recognized as an authority. Have you gotten used to that? Is that something now that feels comfortable for you, that people look to you as an authority?
I think I'm still getting used to it, quite frankly. I'm very blessed and excited to have seen what we've done over the past few years. But in my mind, we're just getting started. We're still just building and just barely tapping the potential that we have. So it's what I'm still getting used to myself.
So do you think that, to stay with that for just a second, because I think for our audience, I think a lot of times when they start, especially thinking about the dollar amount and thinking about the amount of people they're helping, a lot of that can kind of get to their head. So do you think that also is what keeps you hungry for it, is that you're more intent and more excited about the outcome and what you can do instead of the accolades that may come with it? Absolutely.
To me, it's all around potential. What is the potential of what we're doing or what I'm building, or for anyone else in grading where they're at as far as their journey? I still consider me so far short of what our potential is. And so for us, that is what drives us forward, because we know what we can do with time and more training and more experience. So for us, we're just getting started.
So for our audience out there that may be wondering when they're just now hearing about Hemon, Ashton, who is this designed for? Where do people need to be in their entrepreneurial journey or business journey to be able to benefit?
Yeah, so for our agency side, on us doing the advertising and marketing for them, we typically like to see our clients anywhere from the $5 to $10 million plus a year range, spending more than $30,000 a month. However, for our training programs where we train media buyers or business owners how to run their advertising, realistically, we like those clients to be spending or looking to spend at least $10,000 a month. Because we really help them build what's more of a system rather than just a quick hack that's here today and gone tomorrow.
Love that. And that's great information for our audience. And it also gives them an idea, Ashton, I think, of the kind of commitment they need to be making to their business, right? Because,
yes.
We all have heard that saying, it takes money to make money. And so do you think that also is it, too, being serious about what you're trying to build before trying to come to someone like yourself and Hemon?
Absolutely. I think, business owners really, especially in today's world where things are consistently changing either online or around the world, they really must deal with what is the most important aspect of a business, which ultimately is the product itself. You need to make sure that you have a product and that you're not just looking for overnight money. I think that is kind of running pretty rampant nowadays of, how can I make that fast cash or fast growth? But we always got to remember, 9 out of 10 businesses fail. And the reason most of the time that happens is we have a short time lens that we apply to our business, that it needs to work today or tomorrow in order for us to keep pushing. But really for us, we love the business owners and the business builders that are committed to long-term vision and real impact on their communities. And that's where we really help and come in.
And that's why, definitely the success speaks for itself. Again, everyone, Ashton Shanks has been our guest. We've been talking with him about his growth, his success, Hemon Media, what he's been able to build even with Hemon X, and also, of course, what it's been like for him to see that others benefit from it. So, Ashton, how can our audience be able to find out more information and be able to see more about what Hemon X is up to?
Absolutely. You can either go to hemonmedia.com if you want to learn more about our agency, or hemonx.com. Hemon is Hemon, or just follow us on Instagram at the Hemon X.
Ashton, congratulations to you again. Thank you again for the time. Really appreciate it, and looking forward to having you back on the program again.
Thank you so much, sir. Have a great day.
Hey, you as well. And we thank your audience for tuning in to another great segment of Conversations Live. Until next time, I'm your host, Cyrus Webb, saying as always, enjoy your day, enjoy your life, enjoy your world. Thank you all for choosing Conversations Live. Let's go make today amazing. Take care.